Well, hello to you. And sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat today, so my voice is quite hoarse. I'm standing here at the magnificent Chapman's Peak in Cape Town, South Africa. You can see how steep down it is there. And wanted to bring you this weekly wealth insight. And for me, what is it all about? It's about a state. So I did this coaching program this year where I became a professional coach, and it's accredited worldwide. And one of the major things that I learned from that is that we need to make our decisions from the right state. Now, what does that mean? Well, you've got a towards state and you've got an away state. If you're in an away state, you're fearful, you're scared, you can't see good decisions, you make bad, rash decisions. And generally, and there's a whole bunch of things, and I'll try and find the picture and make it the screenshot for this video. But the bottom line is, when you're in an away state, you make the wrong decisions. You're making decisions from a place of fear. They often talk about fight or flight, where your body's just in fear and it's not making rational, good decisions. When you're in a towards state, you see opportunity, you're optimistic, you connect with people, you're resourceful, you think of great solutions, and it's called a towards state, and that ultimately helps you achieve your objectives. Now, if you're anything like me and many other people I know, this has been an extremely, extremely tough year. And what I tend to find is that, like, I'm very conscious at the moment that I'm in an away state. I'm not in a great position to make good decisions right now. And then you've got to ask yourself, well, how do you get yourself into a towards state so that you can make good decisions? Motorbike going past on Chapman's Peak here. And the way I see it, there's two ways to answer that. So the first one is that one of the things that I use within the coaching techniques and within the mastermind is most people are caught up in problems and drama. In fact, Tony Robbins says that 95% of people spend 95% of their time focusing on problems and drama, and that's where most business and most people live. The successful 5%, what they do is they focus on outcomes. They say, what is the outcome they're trying to achieve? And then they work backwards to achieving that outcome. So we call it the lighthouse approach. And what's really, really important is that if you find yourself in an away state, how do you change that? Well, the first thing is that you've got to change focusing on problems and drama, and you've got to now focus on outcomes and then work backwards. So that's the first thing that will change you to a towards state. And the second one is one that at this time of the year I think is very relevant, and most of us have heard this story before, but we all need reminding. And that's the story of the woodcutter. You know, there are two people, we won't say whether they're man or woman, it doesn't matter, and they go out in the forest and they're cutting down the trees. And the one just is there all day long, just cut. And the other one cuts for a while and then goes and sits in the shade. And then once he or she's rested, they go back and they cut some more trees. And at the end of the day, the one that kept resting has cut down a lot more trees. And the one that's done all the work and been busy and whatever has not cut that many trees. And she is upset. You know, he's like, well, this is ridiculous. I worked much harder than you and you got better results than me. And he says, yes. Because when I was sitting under the tree and relaxing, I was sharpening my saw. And at this time of the year, what I implore all of you to do, I'm doing it for myself as well, and I'm speaking to myself here as well, is that we all take time out to sharpen the saw. Because one of the most important things to getting into a towards state is having your energy, having your well-being back, being rested, because that helps you energetically get into a towards state. And so if you find yourself in an away state, like I am now, tired, frustrated, it's been the hardest year of my life by a long way, I realize that now is not the time to make major decisions. Now is the time to firstly take the woodcutter analogy and take some time out and just rest and get my energy back and make sure that I start the year in the right place energetically. And the second is that if I want to spend any time thinking about 2023, then I must focus on the outcome I'm trying to achieve, because that will help me be in a towards state versus worrying about problems and drama. So I hope you enjoyed this weekly wealth insight. As you can see, the absolutely magnificent Chapman's Peak. I'll do a full circle around here. You can see how steep it is down there. It's literally like I'm standing on a cliff. And then you got all the mountains around behind me. It truly, truly is very, very spectacular here in Chapman's Peak. I love coming on this drive. And whenever I come here, I come and do my journaling and stuff from this point. Hope you enjoyed this weekly wealth insight. We bring them out every single Friday. Just subscribe to the channel if they're adding value to you, and share them with your friends. We want to inspire others. And I think this message is critically important as we round out a very difficult year in 2022, and we set ourselves up for the year in 2023. Cheers.